Babylon, I see you, boy.
YouTube, what up? And right now we got Jeff Hardy's first and last matches in the WWE Bell to Bell. Shout out to Tap Out Corner. This is not, of course, it's not my original video or whatever. So whenever I'm reacting to somebody that I'm really not familiar with, I try to give them their kudos, you know what I'm saying? And Jeff Hardy was my favorite, like the top of the top, my favorite wrestler coming up. Like I used to flip off shit. And I had a trampoline, my homeboys had a trampoline, I'm doing crazy ass shit, flipping off the couches like I was a daredevil. But nowadays I barely do a backflip if I'm at a damn trampoline park or whatever. But man, Jeff Hardy, man, he was that guy for me. And you know, I love Shawn Michaels. I think Shawn Michaels the GOAT in my opinion. And I fuck with Rey Mysterio, but Jeff Hardy was just my favorite out of everybody. But nowadays, I don't watch wrestling. I started watching wrestling when I was like in the 5th grade, but like I got a better appreciation. Cause of course I'm older and shit, so I know the technicality, like the professionalism, the move set. Like I used to hate Randy Orton, but now I love him because I love that evil shit when it comes to storylines and shit like that. But we're gonna go ahead and get straight into this. It's gonna be a long ass video, so if y'all want more content like this, I'm really just doing shit right now. I'm just putting out shit for y'all. So if y'all like it, comment, subscribe if you want more, something like this. Shit, let me know, goddammit.
Jeffrey Nero Hardy was born in Cameron, North Carolina in 1977. From a young age, Hardy had a love for action, as he took part in extreme sports like football and motocross. But it was wrestling that quickly captured his attention. Jeff grew up watching WWE, with his favorite wrestlers being The Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, and Shawn Michaels. Jeff's childhood sadly wasn't all good though. He and his brother Matt lost their mother to brain cancer when Jeff was only 9 years old.
Damn.
This didn't stop them from pursuing their passion though, and the Hardy brothers began wrestling in their backyard and even held their own shows. As they grew up, the Hardys learned more and more and started wrestling for small companies around their area. Thanks to a combination of their hard work, some people they knew, a bit of luck, and a little lying, Jeff Hardy was given a huge opportunity. WWE was hosting a show in Ohio, and they needed an opponent for Razor Ramon. Ramon's original opponent backed out on short notice, and a 16-year-old Jeff Hardy was asked to fill in. Hardy agreed, but claimed he was 18. Under the impression that he was an adult, WWE let Jeff Hardy compete, leading to Hardy's first WWE match. In the main event,
how old was he then?
Hardy, wrestling under the name Keith Davis, took on future Hall of Famer Razor Ramon. The match began with Razor kicking Hardy in the gut and backing him into the
I think he passed away recently.
Hardy across the ring, and while Jeff tried to
that's true, R.I.P.
Enigma was no match for the
damn.
Razor Ramon then started stretching the young Hardy and wasn't taking the match too seriously. Razor even lifted Jeff by his pants and started attacking him in the corner. An elbow to the face sent Hardy back to the mat, and the bad guy followed that up by slamming his opponent into the turnbuckle. Jeff's lifeless body was then hoisted up to the top and sent crashing down with a belly-to-back suplex. Finally, Ramon signaled for the Razor's Edge and planted the 16-year-old wrestler.
God damn, he playing with his ass.
The story of how Jeff Hardy got put into this match is a lot more interesting than the match itself. It was a squash, which can be fun, but this is just dull. There was a lot of time spent with Razor Ramon just taunting Jeff Hardy, and it wasn't that interesting. But imagine telling fans
this is like that guy, that one match with Brock Lesnar.
Become one of the most popular WWE wrestlers of all
and that Brock Lesnar versus the goddamn that dude who had the amputated leg. He had like a fake leg, and Brock Lesnar ripped it off. I had it on DVD back in the day. That Raw's War.
It wouldn't be
y'all know about that.
So the Hardys would start taking together in WWE. They still lost most of the time, and were used to make other people look good. Finally, after about 5 years, both Jeff and Matt were given a chance. In 1999, the brothers were given a new look, as well as a manager, former Freebird member Michael Hayes. The Hardys finally started to pick up some victories, and began an iconic rivalry with the group called The Brood, which consisted of Edge, Christian, and Gangrel. Things got even better when the Hardys captured the tag team titles by defeating the Acolytes in July 1999. While they dropped the belts back to Bradshaw and Farouk.
Damn!
It was an encouraging start. Eventually, Jeff and Matt got rid of Michael Hayes and joined forces with their former enemy, Gangrel, and they started calling themselves the New Brood. It was a short-lived group, though, as the Hardys had their eyes on someone else to guide their careers. They soon engaged in a classic feud with Edge and Christian over the managerial services of Terry Reynolds. The Hardys came out on the winning side of that battle and continued dominating the tag team division, now with Terry by their side. That was...
I'm saying, them niggas were hard, man, on God.
Christian. It was probably for the best, as this opened the
I used to fuck with Matt all the way until WrestleMania 25, of course.
Now with Lita by their side, the Hardys continued to put on spectacular matches, with stellar showings at SummerSlam 2000 in the first ever TLC match, and an all-time classic at WrestleMania 17 against Edge and Christian and the Dudley Boys.
Well, that shit crazy.
Matches, Jeff became increasingly known for his high-risk moves, and fans loved him because of it. After spending about 2 years teaming with his brother, Jeff was given a shot as a singles wrestler in 2001. He quickly became a fan favorite, as well as a title holder when he defeated Triple H for the Intercontinental Championship. Unfortunately, though, he lost the game just a few days later. Luckily, Jeff Hardy picked himself up and captured the hardcore title from Mike Awesome and battled Rob Van Dam in a series of matches. Jeff and Matt were still a tag team, but signed to
I was saying, one of these days I'm gonna go to I don't even know, I barely know any of the wrestlers nowadays, but man, I'm gonna go up there drunk as hell, vibing out.
Began to appear. This caused them to fight each other at Vengeance 2001 with Lita as the guest referee. Jeff picked up the win after hitting the Swanton Bomb, but this storyline was poorly received by fans. WWE ended up dropping it, and Team Extreme was back together. Unfortunately for the brothers, their next opponent was the next big thing, Brock Lesnar, who had recently debuted.
An animal, look at his ass.
As Brock dominated the majority of the feud, including Reed,
boy, Brock an animal, bro.
As his tag team.
Ooh, he does. He be
wrapped up. It was time for the Hardys to finish the split. Matt became part of the SmackDown roster, while Jeff would stay on Raw. The charismatic Enigma saw initial success after winning the European Championship from William Regal and found himself featured in prominent matches on Raw. One of the defining moments of Hardy's career, though, was when he took on The Undertaker in a ladder match for the WWE title. Jeff showed a ton of heart and came close to capturing the championship. Undertaker did retain his title, but Jeff Hardy had earned the dead man's respect in an all-time classic Raw moment. Things were looking pretty good for Jeff, but in January 2003, we would see Hardy become a bad guy. He attacked Rob Van Dam and Shawn Michaels, but this run as a villain only lasted about a month before Hardy was back to being a good guy again. Sadly though, in April 2003, Jeff Hardy was released from his WWE contract. The reasons given were no showing events, drug use, and that Jeff refused to go to rehab. Hardy would spend the next few years competing on the independent scene.
Yeah, we was in TNA the first time, boy.
Called TNA. Unfortunately,
I used to watch TNA a little bit too.
He no-showed a couple of TNA events and was suspended and eventually released in 2006. While the TNA door was shut, the WWE's door was open once again, and in August 2006, Jeff Hardy returned to the company. He began feuding with the Intercontinental Champion, Johnny Nitro, and while things didn't work out at first, Jeff did eventually defeat Nitro and win the title. This rivalry evolved into a tag team feud as Nitro got his partner, Joey Mercury, involved, while Hardy reunited with his brother, Matt. The teams faced off several times between 2006 and 2007, with the Hardys coming out on top in most of their matches. Unfortunately, Jeff Hardy's singles career would suffer, as he lost the Intercontinental title to Umaga in February 2007. But things quickly turned around for Jeff when he and Matt defeated 4 other teams to become the World Tag Team Champions. Their main rivalry as champions was with Lance Cade and Trevor Murdoch. The Hardys defeated the two on a couple of occasions, only to lose the titles to them on Raw in June 2007. While the Hardys were still together, Jeff Hardy began to focus again on his singles career. He reignited his rivalry with Umaga, who was still Intercontinental Champion. This time, Hardy defeated the Samoan Bulldozer and once again became IC Champion. But this is only the start of something bigger for Jeff Hardy. He began being put in bigger matches and didn't crumble in defeat. This earned him a number one contenders match for the WWE title at the Armageddon pay-per-view. Jeff Hardy's opponent was Triple H, and while the odds were not in Jeff's favor, he pulled off a big upset and defeated the game. This meant that Jeff would face the WWE Champion, Randy Orton, at the 2008 Royal Rumble for the title. The Viper decided to make it personal, and
Randy Orton, man, that nigga a killer. A killer.
And lost to Orton at the Rumble. To make matters worse, a couple of months
later, when he used to, back when Randy Orton, back in the day, me watching him pump motherfuckers in the head as a kid, I thought he was murdering folks.
It seemed like Jeff Hardy's had nosedive, and it did. But like a phoenix, Jeff came back stronger than ever. Once he returned, the charismatic Enigma feuded with his former rival, Umaga, and defeated him in an awesome Falls Count Anywhere match.
Oh god, I remember that.
As I'm in the midst of applying for residency right now, wish me luck, Grammarly has again been a lifesaver with my application.
Jeff was then sent to SmackDown, where he'd be a contender for the WWE Championship. For the rest of 2008, Hardy would try to win the title, but came up short each and every time. It seemed like Jeff Hardy was just never meant to be a world champion. At the 2008 Armageddon pay-per-view, Hardy got one more shot at the WWE title. He was part of a triple threat match involving the champion, Edge, and Triple H, and then it finally happened. Jeff hit the Swanton Bomb, got the 1, 2, 3, and won. Jeff Hardy had finally made it to the top and became WWE Champion.
Man, I remember this.
It was a fantastic moment and solidified Jeff Hardy as a top star. Hardy's first title defense was against the former champion Edge at the 2009 Royal Rumble. During the match, Matt Hardy came out to help his brother, only for Matt to shockingly betray Jeff.
Boy, I was pissed.
After many personal attacks, Jeff Hardy finally agreed to fight his brother. The Hardys fought each other at WrestleMania 25.
Now this match is overrated as fuck. I mean, not overrated, underrated as hell. Like, this Twist of Fate, that shit was so cold. But I was so mad, 'cause I knew he was gonna win. Matt was gonna win. That was back when Matt was wearing tights and shit. But, oh God, like that WrestleMania 25, that shit had this match and then that Undertaker and Shawn Michaels match was hard. WrestleMania 25 was a motherfucker.
Was against the former champion
Oh
Edge
God.
at the 2009 Royal Rumble. During the match, Matt Hardy came out to help his brother, only for Matt to shockingly betray Jeff and cost him the title. After many personal attacks, Jeff Hardy finally agreed to fight his brother. The Hardys fought each other at WrestleMania 25, where Jeff Hardy actually lost. Matt Hardy would also defeat him in a stretcher match as well. Finally, Jeff got his revenge at Backlash when he defeated Matt in an I Quit match. With that rivalry behind him, Jeff was right back in the title scene. On an episode of SmackDown, he defeated 3 other men to become the #1 contender for Edge's World Heavyweight Championship. The 2 longtime rivals squared off at Judgment Day, but interference from Matt Hardy cost Jeff his golden opportunity. Jeff Hardy thankfully got one more shot at Extreme Rules and finally picked up the big victory and became World Heavyweight Champion. However, this title reign was very short, as CM Punk used his Money in the Bank contract and defeated Jeff to win the world title.
God.
As we learned, Jeff Hardy is resilient, and Hardy picked himself up and defeated CM Punk at Night of Champions to win back the gold. For whatever reason, Jeff Hardy World Championships do not mix. At the next pay-per-view, SummerSlam, CM Punk defeated Hardy, and Jeff lost the belt again. Hardy got his rematch on the following episode of SmackDown in a steel cage match. The fight had a special stipulation that the loser would leave WWE.
Man, I was so pissed.
Jeff lost the match and was forced to say goodbye. In real life, the reason for this was to give Hardy time off to heal his body. However, like in the storyline, Jeff Hardy really did not have a contract with WWE. This resulted in Hardy returning to TNA in 2010. For 7 years, Jeff was one of the top stars in the company, winning their world title on 3 different occasions and often being featured in major storylines. Of course, it wasn't all highlights for the charismatic Enigma, as he continued to battle drug and alcohol issues and infamously ruined the main event of Victory Road 2011. TNA didn't give up on him though, and Jeff eventually reunited with his brother and later feuded with them when Matt became Broken Matt Hardy. Both Jeff and Matt's TNA contract eventually expired in early 2017. Just like the last time, WWE welcomed Jeff and his brother back, and they made a surprise return at WrestleMania 33. They competed against 3 other teams for the Raw Tag Team Championship. It was also a ladder match, so the Hardys were legally required to win. Jeff and Matt continued to ride the momentum for the next few months, defending and retaining their titles on several occasions. However, all championship reigns come to an end, and at Extreme Rules, so did the Hardys. Afterward, Jeff Hardy would explore his singles career and even became the #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship, but was unsuccessful in his title match. Sadly, Jeff Hardy would suffer a shoulder injury and needed several months off to recover. The charismatic Enigma finally returned in April 2018 and soon defeated the United States champion, Jinder Mahal, and won the title. Hardy had a solid run at the belt, holding it for exactly 90 days. He lost the U.S. Championship to Shinsuke Nakamura.
What kind of move is that?
Randy Orton came out afterward and low blow.
Damn!
The Viper and the charismatic Enigma would feud for the next couple of months, ultimately leading to a Hell in a Cell match that Jeff Hardy lost. The next few months would be pretty uneventful for Jeff. He would compete in big matches like the World Cup Tournament, the Royal Rumble, and the Elimination Chamber, but didn't win any of them. However, in February 2019, Matt Hardy made his WWE.
Yeah, that's about it. I really ain't worried about the current Jeff Hardy. I ain't gonna cap. But man, it's just a trip down memory lane, man. Just trying to reminisce of some shit, man. Y'all let me know who y'all favorite wrestler was back in the day. You know, I was born in 1999, so like the SmackDown versus Raw era, that was my era, like from 2000. 2006 to like 2011, like SmackDown versus Raw, I used to play them motherfuckers all the time. I played a little bit of the SmackDown game, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, and you know, things of that nature, but I was really a SmackDown versus Raw type guy. But y'all let me know, you know, your favorite games, your favorite wrestlers, and if y'all want more content like that, like this, shit, just let me know. Like the video, that's how I know I'm in the right direction. Shit, I'm out of here.